Have you ever looked up at a bright blue sky and suddenly noticed a squiggly line, a tiny dot, or a faint shadow drifting across your vision? It might look like a little worm, a transparent thread, or even a floating cobweb, gently gliding by as you stare into the light. You try to focus on it, maybe squinting or moving your eyes, but it always slips away, darting just out of reach no matter how hard you try to catch it. These odd shapes, like cobwebs, threads, or transparent worms, move with your eyes, but never quite where you want them. They seem to dance and float, always staying just out of your direct line of sight. Almost everyone sees these at some point in their lives, especially when looking at bright uniform backgrounds like a clear sky, a blank wall, or a glowing computer screen. Blinking doesn't make them disappear, and rubbing your eyes won't help either. That's because they're not on the surface of your eye like dust or an eyelash. Instead, these mysterious floaters are happening inside your eye, in the gel-like substance called the vitreous humor that fills the space between your lens and your retina. These drifting shapes are called eye floaters, and they're a completely normal phenomenon. They drift and wander, most visible when you look at something bright and plain, because the contrast makes them stand out more clearly. What you're actually seeing is a shadow cast on your retina by tiny clumps or strands inside your eye's vitreous gel. As light passes through your eye, these little bits block some of it, creating the floating shapes you notice. So next time you spot one, don't worry. It's not a sign of anything dangerous. In fact, it's a glimpse into the fascinating machinery of your vision, a reminder of how complex and amazing your eyes really are. Floaters are a normal part of your eye's structure and a natural part of aging. As we get older, the vitreous gel inside our eyes becomes more liquid, and tiny fibers can clump together, casting more shadows. Understanding what floaters are can turn a moment of annoyance or worry into curiosity and wonder about how your eyes work. So, are you ready to see what's really going on inside your eyeball? Let's take a closer look at the science behind those mysterious squiggles. So, what are floaters really? You might have noticed them drifting across your vision, especially when you look at a bright, clear sky or a blank wall. They can be distracting, mysterious, and sometimes even a little bit annoying. But what's actually going on inside your eyes to create these strange, floating shapes? They're not illusions. They're tiny, real objects inside your eye. These aren't tricks of the mind or simple reflections. They're physical bits of material, right there in your line of sight. Picture your eye as a snow globe. When you shake a snow globe, little flakes swirl and drift through the water, catching the light as they go. The floaters are like little flakes drifting in the gel inside. They move as your eye moves, sometimes darting away when you try to look at them directly. These are clumps of collagen protein within the vitreous humor, the clear, jelly-like substance filling your eyeball. This gel helps your eye keep its shape and provides a pathway for light to reach the retina. When you're young, this gel is clear and uniform, almost perfectly transparent, so you don't notice anything floating around. As you age, it becomes more liquid, and fibers clump together. These clumps can form gradually over time, and sometimes they appear suddenly, especially after an eye injury or surgery. These clumps cast shadows on your retina, which your brain interprets as floating shapes. The retina is like the movie screen at the back of your eye, capturing all the images you see. You're not seeing the clump itself, but its shadow. That's why floaters often look semi-transparent or ghostly, and why they seem to drift as your eyes move. The closer a floater is to your retina, the sharper its shadow appears. If it's farther away, the shadow is blurrier and less distinct. Floaters come in all shapes: dots, threads, cobwebs, even rings, depending on the clump's form. Some people see just one or two, while others notice a whole constellation. It's like a personal shadow puppet show, created by your own biology. Every time you move your eyes, the show changes, unique to you. Every floater is unique to you. No two people have exactly the same pattern, making them a kind of biological fingerprint. They're a direct result of the physical matter inside your eye. It's a reminder that your body is always changing, even in ways you can see. Science is literally in your line of sight. The next time you spot a floater, you're witnessing biology in action, right before your eyes. So next time you see a floater, remember, it's just your eye's inner workings on display. It's a natural part of how your eyes age and adapt. No need to worry, just another part of being human. Most floaters are harmless, and almost everyone gets them eventually. But how does your eye actually work to make this happen? What's the journey from light entering your eye to seeing these mysterious shapes? Let's take a quick tour inside. Stay with me, and we'll explore the fascinating world within your own eyes. Your eye is a biological camera, turning light into images your brain can understand. Light enters through the cornea, passes through the pupil, and is focused by the lens. After the lens, light travels through the vitreous cavity, the floater's home. The vitreous is ideally clear, but floaters drift within it, casting shadows as light passes through. The journey ends at the retina, a layer packed with light-sensitive cells. These cells send signals to your brain, which assembles them into the world you see. A floater is just a tiny shadow interrupting this incredible process. It's a small reminder of the complexity inside your eyes. Now let's zoom in on the vitreous humor itself. The vitreous humor is the clear, gel-like substance filling most of your eyeball. It sits between the lens at the front and the retina at the back, acting as a cushion and helping your eye maintain its round shape. Without it, the delicate structures inside your eye wouldn't be protected or supported. It's 99% water, but the remaining 1% collagen fibers, salts, sugars, and hyaluronic acid gives it structure. This tiny fraction is what keeps the gel stable and clear, allowing light to pass through to the retina so you can see sharp images. When you're born, it's like solid jello, with fibers spread out and invisible. The gel is firm and perfectly transparent, providing a flawless medium for vision in early life. Over time, the gel breaks down and becomes more liquid, a process called vitreous syneresis. This is a normal part of aging, and it happens to everyone, though the timing can vary from person to person. Collagen fibers clump together, forming floaters. These are tiny, shadowy shapes that drift across your field of vision, often most noticeable when looking at a bright, plain background like the sky or a white wall. These floaters drift in the liquid pockets, moving even after your eye stops. They can be distracting, but most of the time they're harmless and simply a part of getting older. Think of them like seaweed drifting in the ocean. Just as seaweed sways with the current, floaters move with the fluid inside your eye, following its gentle currents and eddies. Sometimes the vitreous shrinks enough to pull away from the retina, a common event called posterior vitreous detachment, or PVD. This usually happens later in life and is a natural part of the aging process. This can cause a sudden increase in floaters, sometimes a large ring-shaped one called a Weiss ring. You might notice flashes of light or a sudden shower of new floaters, which can be startling. PVD is usually harmless, but it's important to know when it's not. If you experience a sudden change in floaters, flashes of light, or a shadow in your vision, you should see an eye doctor right away. Most floaters are just a sign of aging. They're a normal part of how our eyes change over time, and most people learn to ignore them. But sometimes, they can signal something more serious. Rarely, floaters can be a warning sign of retinal tears or detachment, which need urgent treatment to prevent vision loss. So, are these little specks dangerous? Let's find out what you should watch for and when to seek help. For most people, floaters are harmless, a normal part of aging, like wrinkles. They're more annoying than dangerous, and your brain often learns to ignore them over time. This process is called neural adaptation. Some floaters may even settle out of your line of sight. Normal floaters appear gradually and move with your eyes. There's no cure for everyday floaters, and treatment is rarely needed. Only in rare, severe cases do doctors consider procedures like laser treatment or vitrectomy. For almost everyone, understanding floaters and letting your brain tune them out is the best approach. But how do you know if your floaters are normal or a sign of trouble? Let's talk about the warning signs. Most floaters are harmless, but a sudden shower of new floaters is a red flag. This could signal a retinal tear or detachment, a medical emergency. If the vitreous pulls too hard on the retina, it can tear, causing bleeding and a burst of new floaters. You won't feel pain, so visual symptoms are your only warning. Watch for a sudden increase in floaters, especially with a shadow or curtain in your side vision. This could mean part of your retina has detached. If you notice these symptoms, see an eye doctor immediately. Early action can save your vision. Another warning sign: flashes of light in your vision, especially at the edges. These flashes, called photopsia, happen when the vitreous tugs on the retina. Your brain interprets this tug as a flash, even in the dark. Flashes can be normal during a PVD, but new, persistent flashes, especially with new floaters, are serious. This combination could mean a retinal tear. Don't wait. Contact an eye doctor or go to the ER right away. Early treatment can prevent permanent vision loss. Know the signs and act fast if you see them. If you see warning signs and visit an eye doctor, here's what happens. You'll answer questions about your symptoms, then get a dilated eye exam. Special drops widen your pupils so the doctor can see your retina clearly. Your vision will be blurry and sensitive to light for a few hours, so bring sunglasses and a ride home. The doctor uses a microscope and lens to check for tears or detachment. If a tear is found, a quick laser procedure can seal it. If all is well, you'll get peace of mind and advice on what to watch for. Regular eye exams are key to protecting your vision. Those floating squiggles are just tiny shadows cast by bits of protein in your eye's gel. For most, they're harmless, a fascinating glimpse into your biology. Seeing a floater is a reminder of the science happening inside you every second. Take care of your eyes with regular exams, even if your vision seems perfect. Knowing what's normal and what's not empowers you to protect your sight. Most floaters are nothing to fear, but know the warning signs: sudden showers, flashes, or a curtain in your vision. Don't hesitate to call a doctor if you're concerned. Your vision is precious. Protect it. Keep looking at the world with wonder, and remember, science is everywhere, even inside your eyes. Stay curious and keep exploring.